truck, I know it means goodbye. She locks the door, draws the shades, turns on the radio and starts to cry. She knows that that old rodeo is tugging on my mind and on my soul. She knows my love for her can't overcome the need to ride the rodeo. And I'm on the road tonight with Willie on the radio, with a Lone Star beer and a buckle on my mind. When my dreams start fading, I'll come home to the love I know I'll find. Though she cries the whole night through, anticipation makes her poor heart sore. I know when I come calling that she'll take this broken cowboy back once more. She bought the Denver paper, didn't see my name, she really hoped she would. She stays at home and prays someday I'll win, and Lord, sometimes I wish I could. 'Cause maybe if I won that silver buckle, I'd come home to her to stay. There's a lot of trying all us folks, and I know this cowboy's gonna have his day. And I'm on the road tonight, Willie on the radio, with a Lone Star beer and a buckle on my mind. And when my dreams start fading, I'll come home to the love I know I'll find. And though she's cried the whole night through, anticipation makes her poor heart sore. I know when I come calling that she'll take this broken cowboy back once more. And I know when I come calling that she'll take this broken cowboy back once more. All of me, why not take all of me? Can't you see I'm no good without you? Take my arms, I wanna lose them. Take my lips, I'll never use them. Your goodbye left me with eyes that cry. Can't you see that I'm no good without you? You took the part that once was my heart, so why not take all of me? All of me, why not take all of me? Can't you see that I'm no good without you? Take my arms, I wanna lose them. Take my lips, I'll never use them. Your goodbyes left me with eyes that cry. And can't you see that I'm no good without you? You took the part that once was my heart, so why not take all of me? Why not take all of me? I wish I was a Texan, it's always been my dream. Then I'd have a home on the range. Of all the girls I've ever known, Becky was a Texan. Texas was her name. Texas, how are you tonight? Texas, I'm a feeling low. Texas, how are you tonight? Texas, I'm a feeling low. I wish I were in Austin or any old honky tonk, getting drunk, playing a little pinball. 'Cause if I were in Austin, I'd be half a mile from heaven. Oh, oh, I wanna go. Texas, how are you tonight? Texas, I'm a feeling low. Took a 747, I went down to Reno. A man needs a change of atmosphere. Long nights, neon lights, I found in Reno. More women than I could count appeared. I met a new love of my life down in Reno. She had more riches than I'd ever seen. I was doing just fine, then she took all my money, oh no. That one-armed lady was the worst thing that happened to me. I knew she was a devil with her flashing lights. Spent a few bucks, then I fell alright. A few more bourbon and I started to lose. I'm a broken man, what can I do? Took my money, then she took my pride, but I still love her down deep inside. Reno, I'll come back to you. Reno, I'll come back to you. Reno, I'm coming back to you. And that's just right for me. Dark-haired girl so pretty, she sparkled in the barroom light. I hope that she would see me again on another night. I was heading down to Florida, I was only just passing through. Told her if she could wait a while, I'd make some dreams come true. Smoky Mountain woman, keep the candle burning high. Smoky Mountain woman, if I don't see you, I might die. Smoky Mountain woman, I can see you in the morning light. I might see the best part of my life. woman would be waiting just up the line. Well, I flew out to talk and then we walked through the warm, clear night. Can't forget her loving face and the rays of the morning light. Smoky Mountain woman, keep the candle burning high. Smoky Mountain woman, if I don't see you, I might die. Smoky Mountain woman, I can see you in the morning light. This old cowboy's seen the best part of his life. Smoky Mountain woman, keep the candle burning high. Smoky Mountain woman, if I don't see you, I might die. Smoky Mountain woman, I can see you in the morning light. This old cowboy's seen the best part of his life. I hear the sound calling me. I've been away much too long. Mason-Dixon fever won't leave me alone. The only cure I know for sure is a one-way ticket home. Watermelon ripe on the vine. Catfish nibbling on my line. So southern draws and that homemade alcohol. I hear the sound of calling me. I hear the sound calling me. I hear the sound calling me. I've been away much too long. Big city lights, well I sure got my fill. I want a country bar and a steel guitar and that Dixie rock and roll. I've had those New York satin dogs. I've had my fill of them all. Each time I felt that soft, sweet southern belle, I hear the sound of calling me. He'll take your love and won't replace it. So I had to come and tell you how I feel. saw you dancing with them in the crowd. All the while your eyes adored him, he just acted like it bored him. So I think I'd better take you home with me. You're in love with the wrong man. You're holding the wrong hand. You're kissing the wrong lips so hopelessly. You're in love with the wrong man. He don't love you like I do, and I'd leave him for me if I were you. Yes, I'd leave him for me if I were you. Clickety-clack of the stick on the picket fence while I'm walking down to Susie's. I'm hoping that you'll be home today. Go down to the creek and make romance, 'cause she's the one I'm choosing. I'm hoping that you'll be my bride someday. Got a job down at the feed store and the pay is pretty fair. I've been saving up so we can settle down. Her folks don't seem to like me, and I don't really care. I always wait until they're gone before I come around. Lickety-clack of the stick on the picket fence. I'm walking down to Susie's. I'm hoping that you'll be home today. Clickety-clack of the stick on the picket fence while I'm walking down to Susie's. I'm hoping that you'll be home today. Go down to the creek and make romance, 'cause she's the one I'm choosing. I'm hoping that she'll be my bride someday. Got a job down at the feed store and the pay is pretty fair. I've been saving up so we can settle down. Her folks don't seem to like me, and I don't really care, 'cause I always wait until they're gone before I come around. Clickety-clack of the stick on the picket fence. I'm walking down to Susie's. I'm hoping that you'll be at home today.
I've seen Fort Worth and Austin, Lukenbach and San Antone, felt the sea breeze down in Galveston. It reminded me of home.
We sang our songs in Dallas and places still unknown. Everything's warm in Texas, but it's cold when you're alone.
I'll take a Texas turnaround and backtrack for home, where baby waits for me in a dream world all alone. Goodbye to Amarillo, the Rio Grande and San Antone. Everything is warm in Texas, but it's cold when you're alone.
I rode with the Cowboys in the West Waco sun, played hard with the outlaws. Lord, I've been on the run.
The plains I leave behind take me closer to my home. Everything is warm in Texas, but it's cold when you're alone. I'll take a Texas turnaround and backtrack for home, where baby waits for me in a dream world all alone. Goodbye to Amarillo, the Rio Grande and San Antone. Everything is warm in Texas, but it's cold when you're alone. Everything is warm in Texas, but it's cold when you're alone.
I've been kicked out of might near every bar around. I've been locked up for doing 120 through town.
Well, I've been shot at and cut with a knife for messing around with another man's wife. But other than that, we ain't nothing, just good old boys.
Threw my boss out the window and got fired from my last job. Hot-wired a city truck and turned it over in the mayor's yard.
I beat my brother-in-law half to death. I lost $20 in his football bet.
But other than that,
we ain't nothing, just good old boys. Good old boys, we're all the same. Ain't no way we will ever change. Mean no harm by the things we do, or the trouble that we get into. Other than a wild hair once in a while, we can't help it, it's just our style. And good old boys is all we'll ever be.
I got an alimony payment that's 6 weeks overdue. I got caught with a trunk load of bootleg out-of-state booze.
I hocked my wife's diamond ring last June and bought me an outboard Evan Rue.
But other than that,
We ain't nothing, just good old boys. Good old boys, we're all the same. Ain't no way we'll ever change. Mean no harm by the things we do, or the trouble that we get into. Other than a wild hair once in a while, we can't help it, it's just our style. And good old boys is all we'll ever be. And good old boys is all we'll ever be.
Pulled our saddles up in Jackson, picked guitar in Sophie's bar, made us $50, got gas for our old car.
Made Denver that next morning, but often had to stay. Wound up playing our guitars in some all-night cafe.
But we'll be in Dallas in the morning, got some ladies weighing heavy on our minds. When we get there, they said, Lord, that it would be like heaven.
By noon the heavenly bells began to chime. Next morning we were headed for the Gulf of Mexico. Drew a horse in San Antonio, won a second in the gold.
We stayed around and danced all night with the girls all the cowboys know. Next morning we were Dallas bound, to hell with Mexico. But we'll be in Dallas in the morning, got some ladies weighing heavy on our minds. When we get there, they said, Lord, that it would be like heaven.
By noon the heavenly bells began to chime.
Well, my partner stayed in Dallas, I'm on the road again. I still got the surge for rambling, but the road don't seem to end. So I guess I'll pack my saddle, my guitar and my old friends, head on back to Dallas, where my traveling life will end. So I'll be in Dallas in the morning, that lady, she's still heavy on my mind. I'll settle down in Dallas, take a job and raise a family. It's time to leave this traveling life behind.
But we'll be in Dallas in the morning, got some ladies weighing heavy on our mind. When we get there, they said, Lord, that it would be like heaven. By noon the heavenly bells began to chime. You know, beer and country music sure do hit the spot. When you're coming home from work at night, feeling dirty, tired and hot. So you go into the local bar and order up a brew or two, plug a quarter in the old jukebox and listen to the country tune. Listen to the country tune. No guy has to put in an 8-hour day and sometimes overtime. Dirt on his hands and sweat on his brow, he cusses but he still feels fine, 'cause he knows that at the end of the shift will be coming round pretty soon. He could sit and just relax with a beer and a country tune. A beer and a country tune. Beer and country music sure do hit off well. When you're sitting around after a long hard day, they sure make you feel swell. There is one thing that I must say, I'm sure you all understand. Beer and country music bring the best out of a man. The best out of a man. Country music sure do hit off well. When you're sitting around after a long hard day, they sure make you feel swell. There is one thing that I must say, I'm sure you all understand. Beer and country music bring the best out of a man. The best out of a man. Cowboys ain't easy to love and they're harder to hold. They'd rather give you a song than diamonds or gold.
Lone Star belt buckles and old faded Levi's. Each night begins a new day. You don't understand him, he don't die young. He'll probably just slide away. Mamas, don't let your babies grow up to be cowboys. And don't let them pick guitars and drive them old trucks. Let them be doctors and lawyers and such. Mamas, don't let your babies grow up to be cowboys. They'll never stay home and they're always alone, even with someone they love. Cowboys like Smoky old pool rooms and clear mountain mornings.
Little warm poppies and children and girls of the night. Them that don't know 'em won't like 'em, and them that do sometimes won't know how to take him.
He ain't wrong, he's just different, and his pride won't let him do things to make you think he's right.
Mamas, don't let your babies grow up to be cowboys. Don't let them pick guitars and drive them old trucks. Let them be doctors and lawyers and such. Mamas, don't let your babies grow up to be cowboys. They'll never stay home and they're always alone, even with someone they love. Mamas, don't let your babies grow up to be cowboys. Don't let them pick guitars and drive them old trucks. Let them be doctors and lawyers and such. Mamas, don't let your babies grow up to be cowboys. They'll never stay home, they're all with someone they love.
On the road 100 years or more.
Don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining.
And sometimes we get tired, and sometimes we get wired,
and sometimes we get kinda lonesome too. And you may just be some small town mother's daughter, but today, for just a moment, you were the idol of the whole damn band, of the whole damn band.
I've been in love 1,000 times from Maine to Mexico.
Don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining.
And you must understand, honey, we are a traveling band.
We'll write you every day after we're gone. And you may just be some small town mother's daughter, but today, for just a moment, you were the idol of the whole damn band, of the whole damn band. Get me wrong, I'm not complaining.
And we don't have much money, honey, but we'll still have some fun.
And before we go, we'll sing this song for you. And you may just be some small town mother's daughter, but today, for just a moment, you were the idol of the whole damn band, of the whole damn band.
And you may just be some small town mother's daughter, but today, for just a moment, you were the idol of the whole damn band, of the whole damn band. The men, women, and children gathered round that hanging tree. The word was out, a young man soon would die. But no one seemed concerned enough to tell his family of just exactly where his bones would lie. Oh yes, they had a trial, but it didn't last too long. A judge began to smile as they sang that hanging song. We're gonna hang you from that hanging tree, 'cause what you done was in the first degree. We'll send the preacher to bless your soul, then we'll dig that 6-foot hole. We're gonna hang you from that hanging tree. From the Black Hills he came into the town of Parmalee. Saw a man bleeding and dying on the ground. Jumped off his horse to help the man, but as he reached his knees, heard the dying man say,
"Son, don't go near that town."
Then a dozen men appeared, and they saw what he had done. They blamed him for the killing, then they drug him into town.
We're gonna hang you from that hanging tree, 'cause what you done was in the first degree. We'll send a preacher to bless your soul, then we'll dig that 6-foot hole. We're gonna hang you from that hanging tree.
Now the marshal of this town was a crook named Willie B. He had a beady eyes and a badge upon his chest. Well, he told the crowd outside just as calmly as can be,
"Well, I caught him, so now you can do the rest."
So they held a makeshift trial, but it didn't last too long. That judge, he dropped his hammer as they sang that hanging song. We're gonna hang you from that hanging tree, 'cause what you done was in the first degree. We'll send the preacher to bless your soul, then we'll dig that 6-foot hole. We're gonna hang you from that hanging tree. Well, that young man bowed in silence as he said a word of prayer. Forgive them, Lord, they know not what they've done. Then he grabbed the guard beside him and he headed for the door, saying,
"Let me be, he'll die from his own gun."
On a horse they headed out of town with a posse close behind. They were riding hard and fast with one thing on their mind. Suddenly, a preacher appeared upon the road, and he said,
"Turn around and let the boy go free. For I done saw the killing, and my story shall be told. The murderer is your Marshal Willie B."
Well, that posse looked in disbelief for shame of what they'd done. That man had run this town too long, now his day had come. We're gonna hang him from that hanging tree, 'cause what he done was in the first degree. We'll send the preacher to bless his soul, then we'll dig that 6-foot hole. We're gonna hang him from that hanging tree.
We're gonna hang you from that hanging tree, 'cause what you done was in the first degree. We'll send a preacher to bless your soul, then we'll dig that 6-foot hole. We're gonna hang you from that hanging tree.
Yeah, we're gonna hang that old Marshal Willie B. We're gonna hang him from that hanging tree.
Me and Papa were sitting in the only bar in town, a loud rock and roll band, long hairs all around. Daddy said, "Son, we better clean house." So I unplugged the band to see where we could round. Well, wouldn't you know it, there was more of them than us. 47 long hairs raising quite a fuss. The man behind the bar said, "Give me your beer and grab your old daddy and get out of here." Papa and son gonna hit the town tonight, gonna have a few drinks, might even fight a fight. Leave the wife and girlfriend at home all alone. Who knows, mama, we may never come home. Well, we jumped into the pickup to head out of town. Before I could start it, we were circled all around. Those 47 hippies I counted in the bar. I said, "Dear old daddy, we ain't gonna get far." While we each grabbed a shotgun, jumped up on the hood. On the truck in the middle of the crowd we stood. A few seconds later an old cop came along, cleared away the crowd and said, come on down. Took us to a shop and sat us in his chair. Said, what on earth you boys doing out there? You better get a pen, sir, the story's quite long, about me and my papa and why we came to town. Papa and son gonna hit the town tonight, gonna have a few drinks, might even find a fight. Leave the wife and girlfriend at home all alone. Who knows, mama, we may never come home. Papa and son gonna hit the town tonight, gonna have a few drinks, might even find a fight. Leave the wife and girlfriend at home all alone. Who knows, mama, we may never come home. When I was a kid, Uncle Remus would put me to bed with a picture of Stonewall Jackson above my head. Then Daddy'd come in and kiss his little man with gin on his breath and a bottle in his hand. He talked about honor and things I should know. He stumbled a little as he went out the door. I can still hear the soft southern winds through the live oak trees. And those Jeffery boys, they still mean a lot to me. Up in Calgary, I guess we're all gonna be what we're gonna be. So what do you do with good old boys like me? Well, nothing makes a sound in the night like the wind does. But you ain't afraid if you're washed in the blood like I was. The smell of cake jasmine through the window screen. John R. and the Wolf Man kept me company by the light of the radio by my bed. Thomas Wolfe whispering in my head. I can still hear the soft southern winds through the live oak trees. And those Jeffery boys, they still mean a lot to me. Up in Calgary, I guess we're all gonna be what we're gonna be. So what do you do with good old boys like me? When I was in school, I ran with a kid down the street. Watched him burn himself up on bourbon and speed. I was smarter than most, and I could choose. Learned to talk like the man on the 6 o'clock news. When I was 18, Lord, I hit the road. It really doesn't matter how far I go. I can still hear the soft southern winds through the live oak trees. And those Jeffery boys, they still mean a lot to me. Back in Calgary, I guess we're all gonna be what we're gonna be. So what do you do with good old boys like me? What do you do with good old boys like me? roper, not a doper, long hair and a gold earring. I drink my beer on Sundays, and at night I make the scene. If I'm high up in the saddle, or my ass is on the ground, I'm the happiest little cowboy 4,000,000 miles around. Well, I rode on into Jackson, my throat all parched and dry. I walked on into the Cowboy bar, had a beer with a couple of guys. Well, a girl walked in that I once knew, and she asked me out for a toast. I said, I'll just sit here and drink my beer. I can't get used to all that smoke. I'm a roper, not a doper, long hair and a gold earring. I drink my beer on Sundays, and at night I make the scene. If I'm high up in the saddle, or my ass is on the ground, I'm the happiest little cowboy 4,000,000 miles around. Well, I drank my beer and I walked on down to another bar I knew. A country band called Prairie Fire was a-picking out the lovesick blues. I sat down with that girl I knew and I said, honey, now listen here. I don't want no talk, it just makes me choke. I'll just sit and drink my beer. I'm a roper, not a doper, long hair and a gold earring. I drink my Coors on Sunday, and at night I make the scene. If I'm high up in the saddle, or my ass is on the ground, I'm the happiest little cowboy 4,000,000 miles around. Well, I stayed around in Jackson Town, that girl was hard to leave. In 2 short weeks I had boots on her feet, she was wearing Wrangler jeans. Well, I taught her how to rope a calf and run the barrels in 15 flat. She wanna go in a rodeo and want a silver belly hat. Now she's a roper, not a doper, braided hair and her gold earrings. She's the sweetest little thing for miles around. She's a Jackson rodeo queen. If she's high up in the saddle, or her ass is on the ground, she's the cutest little cowgirl 4,000,000 miles around. She's the cutest little cowgirl 4,000,000 miles around.
Jeffery, you want to record this for an album?
Sure,
What's it down?
call him, what do you want? We ought to shoot that piano player. He's dead.
Tammy was a rodeo rider. I hope someday I'll see her again. The first time that I saw her was in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. She had a buckle the size of Texas attached to a belt holding up her jeans.
Her long and flowing golden hair was all braided and tucked under her hat. I thought I'd die when she said hi to me.
Tammy was a rodeo rider. How I loved to watch her ride back then. Tammy was a rodeo rider. I hope someday I'll see her again. She rode on into the arena. It was a hot and dusty day, carrying the flag that made all the people stand up and sing.
I tip my hat to Old Glory, and Old Glory, how I fell for her. She had to be the best I've ever seen.
Tammy was a rodeo rider. How I loved to watch her ride back then. Tammy was a rodeo rider. I hope someday I'll see her again. She spurred a bronc, she roped a cow, all part of her day. She loaded up her horse and saddle, went to the bar for 203.
We sat down and we drank and talked. She said, I gotta go my way. The rodeo is the only life for me.
Tammy was a rodeo rider. How I loved to watch her ride back then. Tammy was a rodeo rider. I hope someday I'll see her again. I hope someday I'll see her again.
Hey, hey, Mr. State Trooper, please don't flag me down. I'm a few drinks over the limit, now that ain't no reason to frown. And I'm 200 miles from my destination, you know we can't be late. Well, I'll slow down, sir, please flag me by. Mr. Trooper, won't you give me a break?
When we were picking up in Toronto, we were on our way to Tennessee. Well, we got a little hassle at the border. Is that the way it's supposed to be?
Our bus broke down for a couple of hours, so we're pushing her to the floor. Now we're running to you in your suit of blue. Mr. Trooper, I can take no more. Hey, hey, Mr. State Trooper, please don't flag me down. I'm a few drinks over the limit, now that ain't no reason to frown. And I'm 200 miles from my destination, you know we can't be late. Oh, I'll slow down, sir, please flag me by. Mr. Trooper, won't you give me a break?
Well, he didn't like our story, he didn't like our attitude, he didn't like the kind of whiskey we drank or the kind of snuff we chewed.
We must have sat in that car for an hour or more till that trooper ran us through. Well, even after all those tickets, sir, we wrote this one for you. Hey, hey, Mr. State Trooper, please don't flag me down. I'm a few drinks over the limit, now that ain't no reason to frown. And I'm 200 miles from a destination, you know we can't be late. Well, I'll slow down, sir, please flag me by. Mr. Trooper, won't you give me a break? Well, I'll slow down, sir, please flag me by. Mr. Trooper, won't you give me a break?